Multiples. I wanted to work with them, and I'm fascinating. Every time I read the stories, I read about the multiples or mothers of twins, I just get a little bit jealous and not. But I love to hear and know about them. Okay. Well, the first thing, I know if you are already a mother and your twins or your babies are a little bit older than a month or something, you maybe have already their feeding on control, whether it's formula, whether it's breastfeeding. If you are doing, if you have gone for the breastfeeding, very good. I would love to hear from you. I would like to say, yes, I'm a mother of twins or triplets and I'm breastfeeding. I think in most of the cases is a combination of both ways, the breast and the formula, because it's hard. But I will focus a little bit on helping the mothers that are about to be, and also the ones that can go back to breastfeeding. Okay. First, we talk about the breastfeeding, and we refer to the woman that having to breast can help, and we need to realize, I know the news of having more than one baby will be a little bit surprising, a little bit daunting, and a little bit stressful, I will say, if we can imagine to think, oh, well, I can imagine to think, oh, well, I'm going to have two babies, how I'm going to do it, how I'm going to breastfeed them. It is possible, and so many mothers here, of course, they're doing it. But the ones that are about to be or are trying to go back to the breastfeeding, we need to think about it. We have two breasts, and if we have two babies, we can put one in each breast, and we can go on. Okay, that's why we don't have just one. No? We have two, and if we can cover the needs of the babies. There is also breastfeeding is one of the subjects or topics that are more in risk on parents of multiples, because the challenge of having more than one baby also tell us, well, am I going to be able to cope with all the tasks that a baby and all the jobs that raising a baby is are giving me? I am going to be successful enough? And sometimes the babies are not even born, and we have decided that we are not going to breastfeed, or we are going to just opt for formula just by decision. One of the things that I can tell you, mothers or parents, even the father, if any father is watching me, one thing that you can do is inform yourself, have all the knowledge about breastfeeding. I know even for mothers of singletons, we always think, oh, breastfeeding is the first option or most of the options. But when we get into it, the breastfeeding, we realize it's not so easy, no? Because it's the truth. It's wonderful, but it's not an easy task. It's one of the hardest things for many mothers. And imagine when we have to cover the needs of two babies or more, that will be hard, okay? But if you are informed, if you have the help, and you can talk to people or experts before you give birth, or even though if you are in the first days of weeks of having your babies, that will be great, okay? We recommend that, and because always parents of multiples are the ones that are always opting for no breastfeeding, and it's so important, no breastfeeding. We also need to be convinced that breastfeeding and sleep can go together. The fact that you decide to go for the breast, it can give you sleep, but we are talking about a little bit more effort, obviously, because the mother is going to be on call pretty much every time. But if you are, one thing that we recommend is to have a very good network around you. You know, if your grandmother, your mother, stepmother, a friend, or even though if you have a nanny, you have decided to have a nanny, a friend, your sister, whoever can help you is there and they have offered, always take the help and maybe make a plan before you start, or even when you are already into it. Make a plan. It's not never too late to start. Organize and say, well, I want to breastfeed, this is my goal, how I'm going to do it, please, I need help. No, we need to open a little bit more our vision on this. It's not an easy task, but we need to do it. No, and then if we have the help and we can rely on someone, perhaps you mostly like to have a C-section, so of course your position, your body gets strong, it gets harder to recover, and you will need help. So we are there. Also, we have the ones when you are in hospital, first week in hospital or perhaps longer is the most important time for you to start breastfeeding and start thinking about your sleep. Obviously, resting is the best tool or the best survival drug, I will say, that we can have, and it's natural, it's free, it's for everybody now. The only thing we need to do is be decided that we want to do it, that we want to have a sleep and go on. I know sometimes the stress doesn't allow us to do it, and then we just a little bit anxious about it. No, I cannot sleep because my babies. But if you have a good network, if you have organized your life, and you can have help, even if it's a nanny, if it's a help that you have to pay, use it. Use it the best you can. Be a very organized mother, a very organized family, and this will take you to a success. Okay. And also, I'm going to go into the sleep part of it, but I want to talk about how important is this task first once it's established. Even though moms, if you are not breastfeeding and you always have that that gut feeling that you wouldn't love to, never is too late. If you are a mother, you can go back to lactation and express yourself. You see in the lovely ads in Twinfo about the machines, wonderful machines. They can help you, and it's so wonderful that you have them, because you know I decided to go very rustic. I used to have a hand breast pump, and I survived on that, but it's a hard work. Okay. Anyway, let's go. If you don't have a big network, you don't have a nanny, you don't have any other family, because a lot of people are like me with no family. We are here on our own and our partner, and then we have babies, more than one. It happens, and a lot of people here are foreigners, no, just like me, and it's not possible for anyone to come and help. So, who will be your key person here? Well, your partner. No, your partner will be the father or the other mother. We don't know. It will be one of the most important key points to get your help. Like you need to agree. You need to set the rules, I will say, for this task. No, and especially when it comes to sleep, because no one wants to lose the sleep, especially for breastfeeding. Yeah. And it goes together. You know, a mother that is well rested, well slept, has slept all night, and will have more strength, will produce better milk. It will be more happy to start this challenge or keep with this challenge. I know many of us start breastfeeding and then we are into it, and then we just give up because it feels too hard, because obviously the babies are getting all the nutrients from our body. We are tired, we're recovering, and then we're emotional because our hormones. But we need to have control. So, and let's say we have a network, we have a people that will help us to get on. We have our partner, and it will be essential. Okay, always plan, and time will be your best friend in regards of sleep and breastfeeding. Why? Because in the beginning, in the early days, the only thing that I can tell you, you need to focus a lot on the feeds more than what time is the sleep. And of course, if you are planning to breastfeed, or you are already breastfeeding and you're a little bit overwhelmed by this, organize yourself. Set a routine. set a night routine, and then you will be thinking, yeah, it sounds very easy now, set a routine, but my babies wake up different times. Wake up anytime, and I want to be feeding on demand, so I don't care. My babies wake up, I grab them, I feed them, and then I go to sleep. But you know what? The success and the long lasting on breastfeeding will be for you organizing. So once again, I repeat, if you have experts that can help you set a routine for your twins, get the help. You don't know how to put them in a routine because they are so little, because they are weeks. You can put them in a routine. Of course, the routine will be adaptable to your life, your family, your needs, everything. I can help you with that. There is other people that can help you. You can do your routine. You can write it down. It's just a little bit overwhelming because you are, you're with 2 babies, so I don't even have time to think about it. But think your priorities. If you're a mother that wants to breastfeed and sleep, I guess you can do it, because this will be the best way to achieve and preserve this lactation and then this sleep better. Okay. Okay. Well, as I said, time will be the worst enemy for a twin mother, because it will be always on call, will be always running, trying to put babies to sleep. But if you have a routine, you have a sleep routine especially, it will be a success. If you can set times at night time that you want to feed your babies, and you are happy to feed them together, but then you also want to let them sleep, you can. You just need to get to know your babies a little bit. I know it's hard, but if you have the help of your partner or anyone else, rely on it, okay? Ask them to help you. If you have decided, go for breastfeeding and formula, doesn't matter. You can also keep doing it, or another way to do it is use extraction. Extraction of the mother's milk is the best. You can put bottles in your fridge, and also you can start timing, and here is when your partner can help you a lot. Because let's say my advice will be, if you have 2 babies, you can nominate baby number 1 and baby number 2 to each of the partners. So one partner will be in charge of one, and one partner will be in charge of the other one. Then you will try to follow the routine for each. You will try to adapt the routine so it is almost very close, and it's possible. The key factor here is to try. When you try to do things, you are more likely to achieve things. But when you don't even try, you just never know if it would be possible. Okay, I know this is maybe a hard topic, because you will think I don't understand what is having 2 children screaming, but believe me, I have 3 at the time, 4, and it is really stressful. Okay, one of the myths that I want to clear about it is the myth of people talking a lot about the chances of breastfeeding on demand and have a good sleep habits. Well, this is a topic that I often talk about it, and people think it's not possible, that if you are breastfeeding on demand, you need to reply to any call that the baby will do. Any call. By saying call, I'm saying any crying. And then this is when it gets extremely hard for parents of multiples now, because there is not just one call, it's 2. I'm tired, I'm new into this, I'm overwhelmed, I'm sore, I'm recovering. So what do I do? What do I do here? Sleep. What do I do with my sleep? Sleep doesn't really exist for me now. It's something I'm going to put on the side, because the needs of my babies are first. But one of the things we always need to think about it, you as a mother or as a father, or both, are there for the babies. If you guys are well rested, are well eaten and happy, you will be able to cope with the next task and the next day, and everything will be much better. So look after your sleep. It is possible to have babies that breastfeed on demand, and you can still sleep a few hours. Of course, in the first days of babies coming home or babies on the hospital, everything will be a little bit different, because obviously the feeds of babies are more often. So we will try. My recommendation is always, if you are going to start with the good start, I will say. Try to feed your babies always at the same time. And if you try this during the day, it will be much easier at nighttime. At nighttime, if you get to know your babies and you say, well, my babies are feeding every 4 hours, I will try to feed them, let's say, at 7 o'clock, and then 4 hours later, if they are awake or one is awake, I will try to feed them both, and then try to put them in a synchrony, okay? Try to feed them in synchrony. And this means if you are satisfying the needs of your baby before they even get stressed or they get tired, the babies will be happy, and then you will be happy babies, happy lactation, no stress. But when you are trying to catch up on that feeding or feeding them to sleep, feeding to sleep is no great, because I'm pretty sure you hear this everywhere now. It's not bad. Feeding a baby to sleep is not bad. It's a good thing. It's wonderful. It's the most amazing thing when your baby falls asleep and you're feeding them. It's just wonderful. The feeling is a unique feeling. However, you're not doing any good to your baby or to yourself, because you will need to detach, unless you decide to stay there for the time your baby wants to sleep. But where is the independence here? Where is the time that you need to put the babies? And then if you have to, let's say you are at home by yourself, you have 2 babies, it will be tricky. So the best thing to do is trying to think about, well, what I'm going to do. If I feed my babies when they're awake, it's much more easier to feed them, to place them on the side, and I can move myself and stuff like that, rather than keep them asleep. I just find, I just imagine myself, I used to do it with one, but I can just imagine myself feeling trapped. And then the fact that I don't want to wake them up is just trapping myself to keep them there. And you know what? You probably hear this all the time. Put your baby in the cot awake, and you hear it and hear it, but you think it's impossible. And I would say, if you hear it, it's for a reason, because it works. When a baby is placed in the cot awake, the baby learns to fall asleep in their own place. And what happened? The baby recognizes the space, gets used to the space, and then it starts get more familiar, and then gets used to get his own position and finds the way to sleep. So this is the best thing to do when you have when you don't know what to do at nighttime, and it's very hard, like you just feel a little bit lost. Set a night routine for your twins or your babies. Set times. Usually when a newborn is home, I will say 2 to 3 feeds per night will be enough. Obviously, on times, if you synchronize, that will be my best advice. If you cannot synchronize, doesn't matter. You can start doing it as the time goes on and on and on, and finally get to the beautiful time. Now, you probably worry as well that the twins wake up each other. If one wakes up and screams and wakes up the other one, you also can have this scenario. But let me tell you, babies get used to each other. You've seen, and you know more than me, that a lot of twins or multiple babies sleep in the same space, and they get used to the screams or the cry, and some sleep through it, and it's fine. And this is a terrifying thing, and one of the things that make us start developing bad habits is because we hear a scream, we race to the room, we get the baby because it's screaming, and I don't want that this baby wakes the other ones. And so I'm grabbing this baby, I'm feeding, doesn't matter what time it is, I'm just trying to calm. I'm thinking that I'm just going to to the call, the hunger call, but we don't really know. You know, we need to analyze our babies. We need to get them to know. And another thing that I always said to the parents of multiples, think of your babies as two different people, not because they're twins and they were born almost at the same time. They will be exactly the same. They can have, and you know, they can have, and they will have many many things that they do together, or many characteristics and, I don't know, abilities, developments at the same time, but sleep can be very different for each other. So it depends. Now we have one that is bigger, one that is smaller, so different needs sometimes. You know, sometimes maybe the smaller one needs to sleep longer because needs to recover, needs to grow up, needs to so we need to look at them as two different people. We can synchronize them, yes, because they were born at the same time, and if I put them in a good rhythm, that will work. But always try to get help from experts to do this. If you feel lost, I am always there to help. I'm always putting my free advice. Reach out. I don't charge anything for any advice that you need. Of course, if you need a little bit more deep of help, a fee will come into place, but I'm always happy to help in anything, you know. Sometimes babies are completely the opposite. No, one is waking up at one time, and then as soon as that one is asleep, the other one wakes up. Well, to me, this is a point that we can work out together. I know and I saw it with a mother once, that she came with a brand new, I would say brand new baby boys to the park, and she was trying to have a nice day. She had another older baby as well. She was trying to have a nice day, and then the time of feeding came on. And then she fed one of the babies sitting and fine. The other one was screaming in the pram, and then she grabbed him, and already was over stress. The baby couldn't latch. It was very little. Couldn't latch. She didn't know what to do because it had three children in the park, and then I came on and I said, can I help you with something? What can I do for you? And she said, can you please put this rug in the floor, because the only way my child eats is lying down. So I said, yeah, for sure. And then she lay down on the grass and was trying to breastfeed, and it was very hard. I don't think the baby ate much or latched at all. And it was a little bit daunting to see her. She never came back again. She was from one of our mothers groups. She never came back. Never saw her. And every now and then I ask how she's going, because I haven't seen her ever since. And then she said, one of the mothers told me, no, she only goes to places where it's enclosed, where she can keep the oldest child around in an eye, or she invites everybody to the place. And this is one of the factors. No, breastfeeding can be very, very stressful for some of us. It was for me at the beginning. I will say it was nothing easier. But as always, as I became a mother, I became fascinated of many things, and that woke up on me the need of everything about it. Why, when, the challenges now, because obviously lactation consultants, not all of them are sleep consultants. So I thought, when I went to do my lactation, I said, well, I want to know everything, because you guys say, well, you should breastfeed your baby anytime when it's a cold, but I'm also follow the sleep principle. So when this joins, no? When does this join? And it joins from the beginning, but we need to make it work. I'm here to help you. If you need me, you can contact me on my page through Naomi to info. I'm always there to help. So it is possible. It is real. And if you are just pregnant, I will encourage you to try to breastfeed your baby. And I can guarantee you, if you start with a great schedule, great timing, you can breastfeed and you can sleep great. Okay, this is all I have for you today. I hope I help you a little bit, and if you have any more questions, any more comments, I know I don't have too much audience because maybe the time of, yeah, you never know what's going to happen in Facebook, no? Everybody's busy with the children, school pickups and whatever. But you can always leave a comment here and I will reply. You can always send me an email. I will leave my details after I finish. And I will, I just want to say thank you to Twinfo and thank you for everybody that came here and peek in for a little bit and listen. Okay, another thing I have to say, for mothers in Brisbane, I got a clinic in Clayfield. You can come and see me. I'm there on Tuesday afternoons and Saturday mornings if you wish. It's a nice place. You can have a coffee. You can come with your partner, with your babies, by yourself. It's just a nice environment there, and then we can talk about sleep. It's a very affordable consultation that you can have if you're in Brisbane. I can go to your place if it's a bit hard for you to come out. Give you an in-home consultation if you're in Brisbane. If you're in other part of Australia, I can come to, but obviously I need to get the airfare pay. Or we can do a Skype phone call as well if you wish. Everything. Okay, I'm very happy to help anyone that needs the help. Okay, ladies. Well, I wish you a very wonderful Monday and the rest of the week. I'm Liliana Amaro, sleep coach and lactation consultant. Thank you so much and enjoy your breastfeeding and your motherhood. Bye.